All right, so let's go. Today we are going to look at how to extract data in Excel. It's very important that we learn how to do this because data usually come very clumsy and you may not need everything. You just need a section of it. And there will be different ways through which we can extract data. We can extract the data first by ranges. You can just simply specify the range of the data that you want, and then you can simply extract that particular part. So this particular data you see here, let us assume that I want to extract only the headings here, and then put it around here. From here, maybe anywhere at all. Maybe this particular point, we can put it from here all the way going. So I'll simply come to this point, put my equal sign there, and that is when you are extracting data using ranges in Excel. So what is the range? I am picking only the first range here and then all the way to the last one, which is here. And that's all. So I have from A1 to H1. So if I tap enter, it will simply extract that data and bring it to this point. And that is it. What about if I wanted to extract the headers and the first 5 lines? So that will be from A all the way to H. But in this case, the first 5 lines. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that will be H6. So I will simply come here, or let me move to a different line and say equal to. Then the first cell is A1. What is it? Column is 2. H. And this time H what? 6. Because we are looking for the first 5 lines. In addition to, so we can put it 6 over here. And you can see that Excel will automatically highlight the section you want to extract. If I tap enter, it will extract the data for me. Now, if I want to extract the whole column, let's say I want to extract the whole column. So let me move a little bit. I want to extract the whole of column A. So I should know the end of column A. Column A, let's say it ends at 301. So I'll simply come to, let's say, this particular place, and I'll say equal to A1 all the way to, when you are done, just put your equal, just tap the equal sign, and then it will simply extract it for me. It doesn't really have to be from A, any range at all. Let us assume that I am going to extract this particular range here. So let me give it a different color. And so this range, it starts from cell C10. When you click, look at your left and your top, C and then 10. So I will simply come here and say equal to, the cell is 3. Okay, we are starting from cell 10. And then, so you see that I select cell 10 all the way to the last cell here. So the last cell, so we have to put our column sign to show that we are selecting a whole range all the way to the last cell. We select that and we tap enter. It should be able to bring the data out to wherever that we want it. So we can extract rows, we can extract columns, we can extract whichever part of the data that we want. Now, there's another part. After we have extracted the data like this, we might want to say that we want, you see, what we have extracted is just anyhow, but we can decide that we want to sort it out to make sure that they appear in a particular order. So let's come back to, okay, let's leave it over there and come to this point and say we are going to extract a particular data format. And then, so I'm going to say equal to, and then I will put the range. Let's say I am this time around, I'm extracting from here. But after I am done with it, I will simply have to sort it out. So I'll come to the beginning of mine and say sort, tap enter, and then I will come here The sort is going to ask of array. We've already selected the array, so you put your comma over there. Index. The index is which specific column do you want the sorting to be done. You cannot sort all of them like that. So one becomes the index, that's the reference column. So let's say in this case, we want the first one. In this case, the first column, not the first column A. Within that particular array that you have selected, there is a first column. So the first column is this. So I'll put the 1. And then if I put 1, it means ascending order. If I put -1, it means descending. So let's put a -1, and then we close it. So this, in that case, you see that it has selected it and at the same time sorted it out. You can see descending order. So we can see we have the lowest down here and we have the highest on top there. So these are various ways we can extract data using ranges. Now, we can extract the data using ranges into a different sheet. For instance, I am working here and I want to move to a different sheet and extract the data from there. So let's say I was having a data here seated, which is eateries. Or see, I have some data which is around here, eateries. So it's from column A all the way to G. And then the rows are about, let's say, 700. So that would be 701. So let me get back to where I was. I don't know what I was here. And say that, okay, I'm extracting the data from eateries. Okay, eateries. So I'll simply come to this point and say equal to. Then we have to give the name of the sheet form, and that's eateries. The sheet name is eateries. So I will simply put there, just spell the sheet name just like the way they are. If they are case sensitive, what if it is uppercase? Spell it the same way. So it's eateries. And then because it's, and then you add it exclamation mark to it. The exclamation mark tells you that it's a different sheet somewhere. Now gauge the range. The range is from A, so we can say from A1 all the way to, let's say, D, what is it, D14. So I'll put column and put D and then 14 over there. Now I am bringing the data into this particular sheet. You know that the sheet I am is food, but I'm bringing the data from there. So when you tap enter at this point, you see that it will simply bring the which is here. You see, and then when you come to this point, sorry, inside food, you notice that we have imported the data. This is how we import data from a different sheet into your, what is it, into the sheet that you are working on. Now, we could have also applied the same thing. After importing it, we also sort it. So we could have also said, let's come here and it's equal to, I can even start with a sort sign. I already wanted you to now bring the array. The array is found in a different. So, and what's the name of that sheet? It is eateries. Because it's a different sheet, we'll put exclamation mark. What is the range? The range is A1 all the way to, let's say, D14, just like the first one. Now we are done with the array. It's going to ask us what is the reference that we are going to use to be able to sort. Let's say we are going to use the third column. The third column. So because A to D means they are D. So let's say the third column. So I'll put my index as 3. And then I'm sorting, is it ascending or descending order? This time around, let's use this ascending order. So I'll put 1. And then I'll simply close it. So it's going to bring the data in. But now come and look at this. The first one, it wasn't sorted. This point, it was not sorted. Here, we have sorted it out. And we sorted it based on this particular column in ascending order. So you see that we start with the lowest all the way to the highest. And then we can see the sorting has reorganized the data. So this is how we extract data, but that's not all. Now let's go and check another way through which we also extract data. Now this is for using the ranges and then differentiate. Now we also have another way of extracting data by using the filter function. The filter function. So let's whole of this space and let's see if we can use the filter function to be able to do that. So let me make some space here. Yep, so I have cleared everything. And then now let's look for the filter. The filter function, if you don't have it in Excel, I don't know, maybe so you start with filter, then use tab to complete it. The filter function always asks for array. So in this case, let me select the whole of this array here. Okay. And then say that that's the array. I'll put comma. I have finished selecting. What is the include? What are you going to include? The include here tells you what are you what specific target where you are going to where are you going to actually do the filtering based on what. So let's say we are going to do the filtering based on this. And then if it is based on that particular column or the range that we have selected, what exactly are we going to use in that range to be able to do our selection? So we are going to say that we want to use TZ. We want to select TZ. So after you have finished giving the range, which is always a column or a row, then we can now say give the condition. The condition here is that if anything within that particular range is equal to TZ, so put equal to, and TZ is a string, so you have to put it in double quote. If it is equal to TZ, and that's it. So it's to select it. Now, what about if it doesn't find that? What should be the response? It's kind of like if statement. So the response should be that we should say not found. And then I will do like that and close it. So that is it. So I will tap enter and you see that it select only the TZ for us. So you pause the video, look at the formula again, and then do one more. Now, some you would ask me a question. Why do I have to select the whole range and then come and select only one column? The reason is that if I decide to select from here, the column that I have selected as my reference, that column, the index column, that will allow Excel to know that I am selecting the entire range, both left and right. But the reference material or the reference value that you are going to use to select the rest of the columns and the rows within the array is TZ, which is found in one particular column. And that is it. So for instance, again, let's come to this point and say we want to select only the red zone here using the filter function. So in this case, I can simply just, okay, the red zone, I've already shown you how to. Let's look at another way. Let's come here. And then this should be my array. In that case, if I give a condition, the condition will not select up to column, the profit, and then the date. It won't be there. So let's come here and then do this. So I'm going to use the filter function again. And then this time around, my array is, it means I am not interested in revenue. I'm just interested in all the way up to cost. And then up to about, then, so what is my reference? This particular array that I have selected, which part of the data do I want to select out? And based on what? Let's say it's going to be based on town. And so the town, I will now come and select the town here. That's what. And then with this, the town that I have selected, what is the specific condition that Excel should look for there and use it as the reference material to select what I want? Okay, I want to select a Bimbagu. So I will now say equal to, then I will say Bimbagu. Bimba, like this. So I want to know only that particular, and then I am done. So when I am done, I can simply close it up, and then I will tap enter. And so we select only Bimbago. But let us also assume that after selecting only the Bimbago, I want to sort it out. I want to sort it out at once. So the same thing, I'm going to come here and say equal to, then use the filter function first, and then select your array. The same way we are coming here all the way up to the same range. And then we come to the inclusion criteria is the town called or the column called town. And then in that particular column, I'm looking for anything that is Bimbago. So I'll simply say Bimbago. Then I'll close it up and then close this one up. But that's not all. This time around, we want to sort it. So I will come back to the very beginning of the function and then put the sort function over there. So the sort function comes. The first sort function is already looking for array. The array is what we have already selected, everything. So I'll now come to the last part and put comma there and say the index. So the index is we have 1, 2, 3. So we want the third column. And then the third column, what do we want it to do? We want it to sort in descending order. So I'll put -1. And then I can simply close it up and then tap enter. So even though it has sorted the data, it has filtered the data out, but it has also sorted it out at the same time. This is another way we also extract data and then sort it at the same time. Now, we could have also said, use the filter function again here, and then let us select this, maybe the whole of this array again. All right. And then we can come again, and this time around, we are looking at profit as our reference material. Profit. We are selecting only instances where the profit is less than 0. Less than 0. You see, if it is less than 0, it means we didn't have profit at all. It was negative. We actually had overrun. So I will say less than 0. So it will select only the negative. So it will check through the range. Anything that is less than 0, then it will select it. So all the negative, it will select all those ones. And then once we have included the criteria, so we'll say, what about if it is empty? What happens? Then we give it a condition. If it is empty, we'll say, okay, the condition is that we should say not found. You can write anything there, not found. And after that, we close it up. And then, so you notice that it select only the profits that are negative. So come and check the profit section here. You see that we have negative, negative, and the negative. So you can also give a mathematical equation when you are doing the sorting, and then to simply sort the data that you want. That is how we filter data. And then we can also do this filtering is to specify the sheet where we are filtering the data from. And then we can simply bring the data into. I don't want to, the videos are often too long. Now, this is, apart from this, we can also filter our data using multiple conditions. For instance, we want to say that we are selecting, okay, let's come here and say we equal to the filter function again, then use this. Then this time around, let us select all the way up to 50. And then within that particular range that we have, then you put comma. Where are we going to include? Okay, we want to include all, so we are going to select the first one will be, and because we are going to give multiple conditions, please pay attention. I'm going to open a bracket here and then select the first condition. So the first condition, we are looking at town all the way up to this range, up to the end of the range. Then come back to our formula. Within that particular town, What are we looking for there? We are looking for anything that is Bimbagu. Bimbagu. And then we are done with the first condition. Then the second condition, now you put asterisk and open bracket again. The second condition is that we are going to look for Bimbagu, but this time around, anything that is. So we select the second condition. Please, I have this difficult sheet in the house that makes a whole lot of noise. So please bear with me. Then that's the second condition that we have selected. This time around, what are we saying we should look for? We are looking for any profit that is more than let me see, more than 10,000. So we are going to say greater than 10,000. 10. This is 1,000. 10,000. Then we can close it up. And then if nothing at all is found, what should be returned? As usual, we can say not found. Then put that in, and then we close our bracket up. So now let me explain the condition again. We are going to filter this time around using two conditions. The first condition is the first instance is we have to select the array from where we are filtering the data from. So we selected the entire array. Then the first condition is that we are looking for, we have towns. And in this case, we want only all the data that fall in that town. So we select the range that is made of town and select that particular specific town, which is Bimbagu. The second condition is that we are looking at the profit margin we obtain from that particular town. But we don't want all the profit, so we'll select the profits column as our second condition. But within that column, we want all profit that is greater than 10,000. Other than that, leave the rest. That's what we have done. And when everything is done, then we simply tap enter. So it's asking that maybe I needed to add something. I'll just put. So calculation error. I think I might have committed some error somewhere. Yes, you can see there's some double quotes here. I don't know what the other one is doing. Yeah, let me tap enter. So let me try and see where the error is coming from. I'm not getting where the error is coming from as quickly as possible. Okay, let me remove this not found part with the comma and then see if that will work. Remove this and tap enter. Yeah, so that was where the error was coming from. So this time around, we have selected only Bimbagu and we have given two conditions. So within the Bimbagu, that's the first condition. The second condition is the profit. And we are saying that any profit that is more than 10,000. So check the profit margin. The profit margin is the last one here. You can see that everything here is more than 10,000. Other than that, it won't select it. Anything more than 10,000. So this is how we are able to give multiple conditions when we are doing filtering. So let's look at the formula again. We are saying that check equal to filter. Select the whole of the range where you want to filter from. So that's give us A1 to H51. Then go to the first condition. You have to put that in bracket. So the first condition is that we are going to the column section where it's made of towns and select one town. So we select the whole column and say anything that is equal to Bimbagu, the town, the specific town. We close the bracket, then bring asterisk. That's the asterisk is the same thing as and. That's two conditions. And then we come to the second condition, and the end we're looking at profit margin. So we select the whole column that is made of profit and say that within that, if the profit is more than 10,000, select it. So Excel will look at all these conditions. First, it has to be Bimbagu. And if within the Bimbagu, the second condition is that the profit margin must be more than 10,000. So it will select only that data for us. And these are all part of data analysis. That's what I want. So I am done. And then the data is there. And so that's how we also use filter function. We can use this multiple, and then that order. Sometimes we can also use or. We can use or, and then or means if you find this, but if you don't find and you find this, then select it. It's the same thing as this. Because of time, I'm just going to copy that formula and now come and show you a different. So I'll simply come here, say equal to. Okay. This time I'm not putting equal. I'm just paste the formula. If it was or, we are looking for the conditions, but in this case, we are adding them. They are not fixed. So I'll put plus and then tap enter. So you see that in that case, it select everything. For instance, it will look inside the town and go, okay, there is Bimbawu over there. Then go and look for the second condition, the profit. We are saying anything that is greater than 10,000. So even though some towns are selected here, which is Unyo and Co, they don't fall within Bimbawu. But the thing is that in the profit margin, they have profit that is more than 10,000. So it has to select all of them. So that is in all, there's flexibility. If one condition is met, you select. If the other condition is met. So when you check, this is Unyo here. If you check, it shouldn't have been selected, but it has met the other condition, which is the profit margin is more than 10,000. So it selects it. Here is Bimbago. So it met the first condition. But here, the profit margin is less than 10,000. But it has to select it because we are using the or as our reference. And when you're using or, you use the function plus. When you're using that is end, then you use asterisk, and that's it. Now, that's another way through which we extract data. The third and the final one I want to show you, very important, pay attention, is that you don't want the entire data, you just want a, for instance, you come to a column, we have Najo number 2, we have, and you don't need the entire Najo number 2 spelling. You just need only the, maybe just N, okay? So you are selecting a part of the entire text and leaving the other part. So let's come to this column first and say that we want to extract from that particular column just a small section. So we can use something like, equal to, and say, let's say a function called left. This function, it goes into a text. So let's go to that particular text. And then it will tell you the number of characters you want to select from either the beginning. If it is the left-hand side, you say left. If it is the right, okay, I will also do right. So we are looking at we are counting from the left-hand side. How many characters do we want? We just want the first 3 characters, like in FIFA kind of thing. So I'll simply say 3. Then I'll close it up and tap enter. So it select only the first 3 characters. And so when I do that, I can now fill it up. And that way, it select only the first 3. I can do that up to the end. So it will select only the first 3. Now, we could have also come to the next one. We could also say, okay, we are selecting from the food column and say we want just the last 4 characters. The last 4 characters. So let's say, so that way we'll use equal to right function. And then I will select, let's select the food column this time around. Put comma over there. And then we are counting from the right hand side. So how many characters do we want? 4. Let's say 4. So I'll simply put 4 over there. Then close it and tap enter. So it will simply, instead of kuli kuli, it will bring kuli. So now let's drag it down and see what happens. So now have you noticed wherever it gets to where the characters are less than 4, it will select everything. And that's it. So it selects only that, and then you are good to go. The select data is by using a function called mid. The mid, that's the middle portion, the middle portion of it. So let's go back to with the Nagios number 2, and we say that we want to select only and we are starting at we are selecting only the part that has JON. So we are starting at the first character is starting at 3. And then when we start at 3, how many characters do we want to count from the 3? We want to count only 3. And that will give us the JON. So if I close it and I tap enter, it will give me only the JON. We've selected the middle portion of it. So the middle portion, you select the text, and then you tell Excel that I want to start counting from this position up to the other position, and then you are good to go. Now, when you are done with that, then you can scan and fill. It will select only the middle, what is the portion, and then you are good to go. So what about then if we've understood this, now check something. Let's assume that I want to select the initials, food and kulikuli, so it will be N and then K, N and K. So I will come here. I don't want to select Najo number 2, kulikuli. I just want to say if you see NK, it means Najo number 2, kulikuli, then in that order. So we are selecting the first letters and then joining them together. So in that case, we use concatenate. So we use the concat function, and then we select the text. But this time around, we are not looking for the entire text. All right? We are looking for the first one. So I will first use the other function called left. You see, the left that we had done first, and then the left. How many characters are we looking for? We just want 1. Close it up. That's for the first one. And then concatenate. We can either, okay, let me just, that's the first one we are concatenating. The second one is we are also using the same function left. And then here, then we put comma over there and put 1. Close it up. And I think that should be all. I think I needed to close it again. As you can see, Excel suggested there should be another close. So you see that it selects, oh, where have I and K. I actually wanted 1. Okay, the one that I selected, I didn't select the text to show. That is why I selected only 1. I was supposed to have selected this particular cell first, and then tap enter. So it gives me NK. So now if I go around, it will look for each of the words and select only the initials. So Najo, Kulikuli, it will select NK and then pick that one for me in that order. When it get to Najo TZ, you see NT, then in that order. So we've actually checked the formula on top here. You use concatenate, use the left again to select the specific ones that you want. If you want, you can select 2, the first 2 letters of each of them, or you can select the first one, the first 2 letters, and the other one maybe only the first letter, and then you are able to concatenate. But if you wanted them to be separated, the concatenation, if you wanted them to be separate, right after the second one, we could have also brought in double quotes, and within that particular double quote, we can put whatever that we want the separator to be. We can put dash and then tap enter. Yes, I've seen where the error is. Right after this, I needed to put comma over there. And then in that case, it will be N-K. When we fill it up, you see that we are now, our separator is N-K. So you give one part, you give the other part. You're making noise. And then you are able to fill it over. And then in that order. So this is another way through which we extract data, but that's also not all. Now, let's come to the date function. And let's assume that we want to separate the year, the month, and then the day. We can also extract that particular data. And then we come here and say we want the day. And then when we come to that point, we simply say equal to the day function. This is a day. And then you tap enter. Then select the dates. And then close it up. It will simply, oh, why? I want to believe it was expecting. Okay, let me add the this function and return and see what. I don't know what happened, but maybe Excel doesn't recognize it as date. So what I can do is let me come here and select it. Yeah, it doesn't recognize as date. Check the top here. The top here is general. So I'm going to, and this is what I like about tutorials. It allows you to follow and see, because you could also make the same mistake. So highlight the whole thing and come here. I think it should be date. Date. Okay. So now let's come to this point and equal to, and say we say day, select, and then select the date, and then close. I don't know why it keeps selecting the same thing. I don't know where error is. It should be able to select the day, the specific day for me. Uh, just give me a minute. I should be able to fix that. And it's all part of tutorial. It's all part of how problems are fixed. So I cannot use this. It's supposed to be day. Because if I use day, it means I'm looking for different the ranges. So that should be the day function, but it's expecting a serial number. I don't know why. Okay. Let me check something here. Come to this point and change it to a number. And then equal to uh, day. Use the day function. Come here, tap enter, and it doesn't. I don't know what the error. I don't know why the error is. I'll have to check it up. But this is very important because we need to actually know how that works. So let's come here again. A day function. Select the serial number here. Close it up and tap enter. It should give me. It should give me the day. Yes. So this place, this column had also been designated as date. That was why it was giving me date instead of the what is it, the day. So I'm going to select the whole of that column, make it general. So that way, let's go to the next one and say equal to day, then select this, close it up and tap enter. It should be able to select the day for me. That was here. I now drag this down. It should be able to select all the days for me, only the days. Now let's move to the next column and select. You see that that one too has also been, the column has also been designated as date. So I'm going to come here and select and make it general. Come to this point and then say equal to month. Use the month and then come to this point. Okay, this was supposed to be date. So I'm taking this back to dates, short date. Yeah. So we come here again and then use month. At a point, you need to pause the video and be able to why? It's accounting. Set it to general. So that will be you can see the month is 1, and so that is it. So we select only the months. So if you check, all the months here are 1 it's January, January, January. And then if you select at a point where it is February, you'll be able to get it. So if you want to select year as usual, it's okay, it is general. So I will simply say equal to year, and then the year function, bring it, come and select the date, close it, and tap enter. It should be able to give you uh, okay, yeah, the year 2019. So you select only the year. Always remember to come to this point to make sure it is in general so that you'll be able to get the specific value that you are looking for. So you can select 2019, 2019, 2019. So this is how we also extract days, month, and then year, and then in that order. There's another way that I could have also done this. So let me insert some few. Uh, and now let's come here. And this will be the last part of how we extract data. I can come to this point and say equal to, or maybe this time around, not using equal to, but using the data function. So we come here and then let's say we want to, uh, uh, so let's select the whole of that column and say that we want to separate the month, the days, and then the year, three different columns at the same time. So we select column first, then go and click on the data tab and come to what we call text to column. Click text to column. Click on that. Then you come and click on delimiter. Click on delimiter. And then inside the delimiter, you will see next. Click on next. And then uncheck everything that you have here. And then check within that particular column you have selected, which is the date column. What is the delimiter over there? That is what separates one value to the other. If we check, it is forward slash, forward slash. So when we check, it is not tab, it is not semicolon, it is what is there. Clear whatever that is there, and then use forward slash on your keyboard. On my keyboard, this is forward slash. When you do that, Excel automatically has seen the delimiter, and then it will separate the data like that into the next three columns. So when you are done, even check down there, you can see that the data has been separated. Then you can say finished. And you see that it simply what is it? Split the data into what we had asked it. But I don't know why it did not split the other one. I think it did. Yeah, it did. But it only converted the other one into what is it? Date. So as it is still like that, come to your home tab, come to and make it general. So you see that it converts the entire data into the days, the month, and then sorry, the month, the days, and then the year. And then we have also extracted our data like that. Now, if this was in a different sheet, you should know how to be able to do that. Yeah, you should be able to import it in that order. Now, these are the various ways through which we can actually separate our data. We can extract our data. Now, this is the very last one that we have here that I want us to pay attention. Check. We have some data that we have here, Bumpurugu Nampandure assembly, and then in that order. So we want to extract part of the data and leave the other part. Another way we can use it is by highlighting every have seen. Go to the data column, text to column, and then use a delimiter. The delimiter, come and click next. And then this time around, what delimiter are we using? We are using others. And then we can use dash. The dash will give us the others. But you see, the issue is, come and check what we have here. You see that it is sheet 1. It is telling you that this data we have here is not actually found on this sheet. We are bringing it all the way from a different sheet. And then in that order. Now let's click next. And so it is asking of the destination, which I have not actually taught that. And then because the destination is not here, it doesn't work. So let's check the sheet where this data is found. I think it should be found here. This is where the data is found. So instead, we could have actually applied the function here. And then come to text, and then come and use next. Then this time around, we are using the delimiter, which is dash. You can see that Bumpurugu dash na Banduri, Ijisu dash Joabin, and then in that order. So we click on others, and then we use dash. And then if there's nothing more to do, don't click next, just say finished. You see that the data will be separated as the way it works. You can also apply more than one condition. So for this one, we've separated just using the dash. We could have separated it using a different condition. Let's see. I'll click